Hey y'all, this is PDA, and welcome to another video. In this video we're talking about writing. I don't know if there's just going to end up being a specific subject of writing in this video, but it's definitely going to be about writing. Which is something that I do, not as much as I want to, honestly. I don't have a strict schedule or discipline for writing. I just write generally when I want to, which is not how you finish things. You write every day is how you finish things. However, I actually have been doing pretty good at writing lately because I've been working on my novel, which has been worked on for about 8 years now, around. And I think it's close to 20,000 words in. So, and it's not, I don't know if I would necessarily consider it halfway, but it's a way into it. And one, I'm very excited about it. I'm very happy about it. I mean, I'll probably have to do another draft after this, but it's turning out really good. I've done so many drafts of this novel, I can't even begin to count them because I don't have documents for all of them. Sometimes it's just like, okay, I don't like this, I'm going to delete it. And then I start all over again. But this draft will probably actually be one that gets finished. I do have a first draft that I got finished. That was one of my goals with the story, is to finish my first draft, and I did that a while ago. And now I want to finish this draft because this draft is my more comprehensive, the more meat and muscles of the story, and I'm really excited about it. But the problem is when it comes to writing and trying to write consistently is I just have way too many ideas in my head about writing. So many stories, ideas, some fan fiction stories, some original stories, some just random little one-shots I have in my mind that I want to work on, that I want to do. And so my attention just divides, and I get like nothing done because I try to do so many of different things. Which is why generally I try to stick to one thing at a time. I don't care if it's one thing for a few days, one thing for a week or a month, just one thing at a time. If I'm trying to think about too many things at once, it just gets horrible. If I try to write more than one thing at once, I can't write more than one thing in a day. Different thing in a day. I know that much because I can't switch my brain fast enough, and it doesn't really work well with the thing either, because then I'm not really focusing on it. I'm just trying to get it done. When I actually sit there, focus on things for however long it needs to be focused on, that's when I really can get stuff done. And I think that's also one of the things that I always needed to learn, is just to focus on one thing. I'm always thinking about other stories. I'm always wanting to write them. And not to say that I can't, but generally what I've been doing lately now is just writing them down a little bit and then moving forward. Writing them down a little bit, then going back to where I was. Sometimes I will switch in the middle of stories. Like, there's a fan fiction story that I'm working on right now that I really need to get done because it's Star Wars fan fiction. It deals with the sequels, and I really need to finish this before the movie comes out in December. And you might be thinking, that's a while away. However, I'm notoriously bad at taking months out of time for writing stories and not getting back to them within a decent amount of time. So that's something that I've been on my mind, but I was having difficulty with it. So I put it aside and started working on my novel again, which I really want to get done, because a goal of mine would be to get published before I go to grad school in a few years. And I know I can do that. I just have to sit down and dedicate myself to writing a little bit more. But why are there always so many ideas in the world? And you know, all these ideas, half of them are crap. And I still entertain them. And sometimes it just happens to where I combine ideas like, oh, hey, this works a little bit better, and just tweak them. All of a sudden I have a fantastic idea. I can figure out what I'm doing, and because one of the things I'm doing with my current novel is it's going to be in a set of other novels. and I have this giant world building thing. And when I was world building, I pulled the half stories that I had from all around. I looked through my stories, I pulled them, and just like anything that I deemed worthy enough to put in my world building. And I pulled them in, and just like that helped me do more world building and built up my story up. Even in just this one, that is a little bit more of an entrance into it. Doesn't get all the way into what the world building is, but even with just that, it works so much more better just having that foot more of story building and background information. So like having story ideas is fantastic and wonderful. It's just somehow incorporating them and then being able to discard the ones that are useless, because not everything is 100% fantastic. And sometimes just taking ideas from one place to another. And that's still something I'm struggling with, still something I'm working on, because every story idea I have, I want to work on. I want to take time. I want to put effort into it. And I don't need to do that with every single story idea, because not every single story idea is worth my time or effort. But I still work on it. And sometimes it's just a few sentences until it's just like, whatever. And then sometimes I keep on coming back to it, and that's when something actually really gets done. And I guess I'm rambling right now. But I don't know, just having so many ideas and so many stories to work on is nice at the same time that it isn't. Because sometimes it'll help with your writing to be able to pull from different story ideas to fluff up what you're currently doing. It's your writing. You can mess with your own work however you want to. And sometimes it helps to be able to transition. Be like, hey, I'm writing this right now, and then you start struggling. Okay, I need a moment. I'll go write something else for a moment and then come back to this with a fresh perspective and a fresh mind. Sometimes that helps as well. But then there's having too much stuff going on where you just can't concentrate on one thing. And that's when too many story ideas become detrimental. It's just, I'm not very good at focusing. And I'm very good at trying to do way too many things at once. So, I completely understand. It's just when I say, it's like, just try to focus on one thing. Yeah, I know that's not actually going to happen. I know I'll never truly focus on one thing. But I'll get better at focusing on the things that I want to focus on. I'm getting better at tuning out the extraneous details and story ideas that I don't need, that I probably won't use, and stuff like that. Anyways, it's time for me to end this video. My song recommendation for you today is Dangerous by Royal Deluxe. It's really just a fun song, and I love it to death. So I hope you enjoy listening to it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe.